Buffalo Latino Lens, sponsored by Start With Sleep, The Doze, Neighborhood Health Center, the Hispanic Women's League, and the Buffalo Latino Village. Welcome to Buffalo Latino Lens. This month, we meet the mother-daughter team behind the Valkyrie International Film Festival and learn how they're empowering women filmmakers. Then we step into the ring with the new boxing gym making its mark on Main Street in downtown Buffalo. We'll also pay a visit to an Autism Awareness event on Buffalo's Upper West Side and wrap things up with a quick trip to La Casita, where the spirit of Puerto Rico comes alive right here in Western New York. First up, the Valkyrie International Film Festival.
I'm Tamar Lamberson.
And I'm Kaylin Lamberson.
And we are the organizers of Valkyrie International Film Festival,
which we co-founded 4 years ago.
My husband, Gregory Lamberson, he does film festivals also. He's been doing his film festivals like 26 years coming up. And we saw that a lot of the films that he showed, they weren't really directed by women. They were mostly produced by women. And I just decided, that I wanted to do a festival spotlighting women directors. And I approached Kaylin and I said, hey, what do you think about doing a festival just focused on spotlighting women directors? And she was excited to do it.
I had always grown up around film because my dad is a director, and like my mom said, he's also had film festivals, so it wasn't something strange to me. What was new was having a leadership role in that instead of just somebody helping my dad with badges or volunteering. And I was excited to do that, especially with my mom, because I thought it would be a great opportunity to bond with her. And I actually came up with the name Valkyrie International Film Festival because I loved reading Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Norse mythology, and I remember the Valkyries being these powerful female figures.
I think that women have a different perspective, and it's important to show these films, in their, the way that they see things. Because we have, a lot of stories that we want to tell, and we like to tell it in a different way. A lot of the films that we show are very, impactful. We like to show films that actually make you feel something, make you laugh, make you cry, make you think about something that maybe you haven't thought of before. When we first started it, with the vision of showcasing these films directed by women, it was important for us to include all women of different backgrounds. And of course, because we're Latina, we know how important it is for our stories to be told.
So I'm Latina from my mom, and I'm other, I guess, from my dad, white. So the Latina perspective is important to me because as I've gotten older, I wanted to connect with my culture more, my Latina culture, my Puerto Rican culture. So when I've seen films like directed by Latinas or Hispanic women, I felt that it was really important to show them, and I felt seen. I loved getting to immerse myself in that culture because I didn't really get that growing up, and listening to the language. And I also wanted to support these women too because I know that I haven't seen a lot of their work. It hasn't really been put to the front, and I wanted to do whatever I could to make sure that people saw their films because they were important. I would say being behind the camera is just as important as being in front of it because the person behind the camera gets to decide what stays on the film, what scene, what things you focus on. They tell the story. They decide how the story gets told. So I think not just having a film about a woman, for example, but having a film about a woman told by a woman through the direction of a female gaze is especially important because a female director might pick up on nuances that a male director wouldn't even consider since he didn't experience some things that a female director would have.
I think any young Latino out there who want to get into the film industry, and they're probably hesitant, because they don't think that there's people like them out there. I think that they need to go out there and go for it.
I would also encourage them to submit to our film festival and not to dilute their message. Don't worry about making audiences feel comfortable or catering to mainstream ideas. Tell your story the way you want to tell it. The whole point of increasing representation is to make sure that unheard stories are heard. So if you change your story to fit something that is heard, that defeats the entire purpose of representation. You're not representing your culture, you're not representing your unheard stories, you're just trying to make something that people will, I guess, more easily digest. They'll understand a little better. And you're not inviting those uncomfortable conversations that I think need to happen a lot, because progress doesn't happen unless you have these helpful discussions, and you have to feel a little uncomfortable. They're growing pains, right? But you can't have growth if you don't enter into a little uncomfy territory or something new.
We hope to inspire other women filmmakers out there to direct their first movie. We've done so with the first year that we had the festival. We were surprised because we didn't realize the impact that we had. We inspired so many women that just came to see the films to start directing their own movies, and that was just such a thrill. And we hope that we can continue to inspire other women filmmakers to just direct their own movies.
And not only to direct their own movies, but to collaborate with each other as well, because that's something else that we both noticed. A lot of the time they network at our event and they work together on films, whether it's through direction, getting more local artists, script writing, just seeing them work together and make those connections is also really fulfilling, and I hope we can continue to do that. I think a lot of the time, a lot of people thank us for our festival, saying that it has really impacted them and they felt very safe and seen. One of the most relevant reactions I can think of in an audience was, we showed this film once, Misunderstood Monster, about menstruation, and all the women in the audience immediately caught on to what it was about, but the men didn't get it until the end. And then we talked about this in the Q&A, and just having everybody realize and come to that realization at the same time was really entertaining, but it also, started important conversations about like what we do go through and how did we catch on to that? What are the nuances and how can we help each other understand and, appreciate these forms of arts and these stories that aren't typically shown.
Come join us at Valkyrie International Film Festival,
which will be held at Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center from August 7th to 11th.
Tickets will be available at the door.
Nos vemos pronto.
We're Valkyrie International Film Festival.
And you're watching Buffalo Latino Lens.
How well you sleep impacts how you show up in the world each day. My mission is to change the conversation about the way we view and prioritize sleep. Through my companies, Start With Sleep, I educate communities, workplaces, and schools. Through the Doze, we provide a line of sleep-enhancing products to help you sleep better and deeper. And through the Doze podcast, we offer you actionable tips to put the science of sleep into action. Are you ready to show up at your best?
When I come in here, if I've got a list of questions, they take the time to listen to those questions. We talk about them, they answer them for me.
Para mí es como un clic que haya entre el médico, el paciente, y más si es del mismo idioma que uno.
We've proven that if you come to our health center, that your health's going to be better than if you go to many other places.
I believe we provide the best type of healthcare there is.
This segment of Buffalo Latino Lens is sponsored by Neighborhood Health Center, healthcare that welcomes you.
My name is Rafael Vazquez. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've been living now in Buffalo for 6 years. I was born in Puerto Rico. I was born in Bayamón, Puerto Rico. And going to school in Puerto Rico was kind of tough. And I had my cousin, he used to always get into fights in school. And he used to always win his fights. And I told him, how you know how to fight? And he said, I go to the boxing gym. And one day he just took me to the boxing gym when I was 7 and I fell in love with it. Puerto Rico produces a lot of fighters, you know, and it's a small little island, right? Small little island. We got so much world champions to come out of little island. You know, growing up, you know, I trained around Chapo Rosario. I trained around Rafael Vazquez Sr. I trained around Chino Cardona, world champion. All 3 world champions that I grew up watching when I was 7 years old, living in Puerto Rico, that was world champion at that time when I was living in Puerto Rico. So what I love about this sport, it's a lot of things about this sport. Like, you know, I like teaching other people, right? This sport teaches you discipline. For me, it just, you know, I like doing it, I like helping other people because this sport has helped me so much in my career, in my life, and I'm trying to just give back to young kids. It was, to enter that ring, it was one of the, you know, that's something I always wanted to accomplish, right? Be a professional fighter, right? I fought in Madison Garden in 1995 in the Golden Glove Finals. So walking to that arena, I was happy, I was nervous. It was so much emotion going through, you know? Because that's what everybody competes at, you know, big fighters, you know, Felix Trinidad, Madison Garden. And for me, it was like, whoa, I made it here. I made it to the Mecca of boxing, Madison Garden. So for me, it was awesome. I went to the finals 3 years in a row, 95, 96, 97, New York Golden Gloves. In 2013, I fought for the WBA Federation title. It was the first boxing event in Queens, New York. It was the first casino built in Queens, next to the Aqueduct racetrack. And I was one of the first guys fought there for a New York WBC Federation title. And for me, that was everything, you know? That for me, walking in there, fighting for a title was the biggest thing in my life. You know, I went there, got a 9-round knockout, and I'm gonna hold that for the rest of my life, you know? That's something that I will never forget, that fight. My biggest lesson in my boxing career that I learned was always stay in shape, stay humble. You know, I had 19 pro fights. I remember my first fight. I remember my first loss. You know, my first loss, I took it real hard. You know, I think when I lost my first pro fight, I cried like a little kid. I slept on the floor and I cried like a little kid, you know, because I know the mistake I did to the camp that cost me the fight. And that only pushed me to become better. Because after that fight, if you see my record, it was all knockouts after that. Vazquez boxing always been a dream, but I couldn't accomplish this dream in New York City because too expensive to open a gym in New York City. So when I came to Buffalo, you know, just after working for a couple of gyms and looking around, looking like the rent is so cheap out here, I was like, man, I could do my own gym. And a couple of people came up to me and told me what's the name of the gym. I said, I'm gonna put it Vazquez Boxing. And I wanted to use my name, my last name, to leave a legacy behind. It's very important. I like mentoring young fighters because I've been through a lot in my life. I have been through a lot. I've been clean 19 years from drug abuse, been locked up in jail. So that kind of experience that I went through, not having like a father figure in my life, you know, I found it in the street, and it took me to bad challenges in life, you know. So when I decided to open the gym, I wanted to mentor my fighters, you know. Like I could see a fighter walk in the gym and know what he's dealing with. because I deal with a lot of stuff in life. So I like mentoring my fighters, speaking to them about life. I always speak to them about boxing is good, but boxing is always comes second. School's always first, you know? And between me and you, I don't have education, you know? My education was streets, you know? So I always try to better my fighters, you know, let them know what I went through didn't work out for me. So, you know, if you listen to me and you do the right thing, listen to your parents and stay focused, anything is possible in life, you know? A lot of good lessons I learned from here, you know? It taught me a lot. It taught me how to stay humble, right? It taught me how to respect others, you know? Discipline. You know, if you don't have discipline in this sport, you will not go nowhere, you know? So all this little stuff that it taught me, I try to give back to my fighters, you know? Somebody that never stepped into a boxing ring and just want to give it a try. When they walk in, I ask that question, you ever fought before? You ever, you know, what's your goal? You know, I let them know, you know, if you want to compete, it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy. You know, you have to wake up in the morning before school, do your miles, your 2-3 miles run. You know, after school, do your homework, head to the gym for 2 hours. You know, it's a very difficult sport to do. When they hear Vazquez, they hear Vazquez Boxing Gym. People think about a family gym. If you look across, it says we are more than a gym. We are a family. That's what I try to bring to this gym. You know, I try to bring. And when you hear Vazquez, it's more like a family. It's more. I'm trying to help other people. You know, not just in boxing, out of boxing. You know, stuff that people going out. Young kids. You know, I got a lot of young kids. They've been to the gym here on house arrest. You know, mental. I got kids that call me at 3-4 o'clock in the morning going through depression. You know, so it's not just boxing. It's just what I do out of boxing also. If I could look back to that young kid from that laced up in Puerto Rico for the first time, then came to Brooklyn, never give up. Continue fighting your battles. My name is Rafael Vazquez. I'm located in 700 Main Street. Come down and check me out. Come in and come to the gym and feel like a family. And you're watching it, Buffalo Latino Lens.
How well you sleep impacts how you show up in the world each day. My mission is to change the conversation about the way we view and prioritize sleep. Through my companies, Start With Sleep, I educate communities, workplaces, and schools. Through the Doze, we provide a line of sleep-enhancing products to help you sleep better and deeper. And through the Doze podcast, we offer you actionable tips to put the science of sleep into action. Are you ready to show up at your best?
Come join us at Valkyrie International Film Festival,
which will be held at Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center from August 7th to 11th.
Tickets will be available at the door.
Nos vemos pronto.
When I come in here, if I've got a list of questions, they take the time to listen to those questions. We talk about them, they answer them for me.
Para mí es como un clic que haya entre el médico, el paciente, y más si es del mismo idioma que uno.
We've proven that if you come to our health center that your health's going to be better than if you go to many other places.
I believe we provide the best type of healthcare there is.
This segment of Buffalo Latino Lens is sponsored by the Hispanic Women's League. Empowering dreams, elevating communities. Buffalo Latino Lens was honored to be on hand to capture special moments from Team Unbreakable's second annual Family Fun Day Autism Awareness Event held at the former School 77 on Buffalo's Upper West Side. This community gathering brought together families and supporters to promote autism awareness, inclusion, and understanding.
So my name is Rosemary Roche Morales. This is my husband, Luis Morales. We are the president and vice president of Team Unbreakable. Basically, little background, we are the car club who loves giving back to the community. Today's event is actually Autism Awareness, which is called Family Fun Day. Autism Awareness is our second annual event, with more to come ahead of us. What inspired us to actually do this event is for families to understand that there are kids under the spectrum. There's families that don't know what to do, don't know where to look for resources or find the help. And we're here to bring that to the table for the families in the community. We hope that community members and families as well, everybody, get the understanding that autism is not something, it's not a disease, it's not something that's gonna make you different. We are all the same, and we are all of us able to do the same. It is important supporting kids in the autism spectrum because this also falls under bullying. They find the kids being different and they think it's okay to bully them because they have autism, they have something else. So we want kids to understand that having autism doesn't make you different. We are all the same, We all could do the same thing. Nobody's different. Just keep in mind, we are Team Unbreakable. We love giving back to the community. Our community is our number one priority for our kids, our future. We are Team Unbreakable and you're watching Latino Lens.
On Saturday, June 13th, Buffalo Latino Lens joined the celebration at the town ballroom for La Casita Experience. Inspired by Bad Bunny's historic No Me Quiero Ir de Aquí residency held in Puerto Rico, this traveling event series brings the sights, sounds, and spirit of the island to communities across the Northeast, creating an unforgettable cultural experience for Puerto Ricans in the diaspora and friends of the culture alike. And it wouldn't be a Boricua celebration without a little bit of bomba music to go along with the night's activities. Here are some of the dancers from El Bate performing at La Casita Experience.
No, it's 213. Where you at? We at the La Casita.
And of course, with this being La Casita Experience, we have to play a little bit of Bad Bunny. Voy a llevarte pa' PR, mami, pa' que veas cómo es que se perrea. Tráete a tu amiga si te gusta la idea. Dile que esta noche vamos a janguear. Qué rico la vamos a pasar. Aquí nadie se va a casar, pero tú te vas a querer quedar. Ay, aprovecha que estoy soltero. Single, mírame mal si quieres que te singa. Te voy a llevar pa' PR todo el fin de. Después de mí vas a borrar Tinder. Y estoy suelto, mami, estoy suelto. Mírame ahora perreando un experto. Estoy suelto, mami, estoy suelto. Ay, ay, ay. Hoy la calle está prendida, juga pastilla molida. Yo no pierdo tiempo, yo la cambio como Rosalía. La que me mira a los ojos por 5 segundos, ya yo sé que es mía. ¿Dónde están las malas? Que son bienvenidas. Estoy puesta para el lío. Dime si tu lía, tu amiguito, el corillo están bien rica, pero ese culo tuyo, wow, sobresalía. Salimos de la disco y estaba de día. Obviamente salí con la que quería. Ey, que viva la putería. Dale pa' atrás, tan chulería. Ey, dime si te vas a montar. Pa' la isla tengo el portal. Bien borrachos los tres. Baby, a las dos me las voy a llevar. Oh, me quiere besar. Yo que la puse mal. Tírate fotita ahora, porque ahorita te voy a despeinar. Yeah, voy a llevarte pa' PR, mami, pa' que veas cómo es que se perrea. Tráete a tu amiga si te gusta la idea. Dile que esta noche vamos a janguear. Qué rico la vamos a pasar. Aquí nadie se va a casar, pero tú te vas a querer quedar. Yeah, sí. Esto es PR, mami. Aquí nací yo y el reggaetón pa' que sepa. Ay, voy cazando y muero perreando. Voy
muero perreando, voy cazando y muero perreando. Que bailen todas las gatas, nos fuimos al garete. Estás escuchando el que más le mete. Dale mami, suéltate el grillete. Ponte en cuatro que te voy a dar fuerte. Ponte en cuatro que te voy a dar fuerte.
This is Rocco Anastasio for Buffalo Latino Lens. Buffalo Latino Lens, sponsored by Start With Sleep, The Doze, Neighborhood Health Center, the Hispanic Women's League, and the Buffalo Latino Village.
How well you sleep impacts how you show up in the world each day. My mission is to change the conversation about the way we view and prioritize sleep. Through my companies, Start With Sleep, I educate communities, workplaces, and schools. Through The Doze, we provide a line of sleep-enhancing products to help you sleep better and deeper. And through The Doze podcast, we offer you actionable tips to put the science of sleep into action. Are you ready to show up at your best?
When I come in here, if I've got a list of questions, they take the time to listen to those questions. We talk about them, they answer them for me.
Para mí es como un clic que haya entre el médico, el paciente, y más si es del mismo idioma que uno.
We've proven that if you come to our health center that your health's going to be better than if you go to many other places.
I believe we provide the best type of healthcare there is.
Come join us at Valkyrie International Film Festival,
which will be held at Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center from August 7th to 11th.
Tickets will be available at the door.
Nos vemos pronto.